Yeah, welcome everybody. Yeah, sure. I hope we're going to start immediately. Yeah, by 8 o'clock, we're going to start the basic Excel. um, Basic Excel training. Right, right. Okay, thank you so very much. It is 8 o'clock according to my time, and um, and yeah, we are welcome. Everyone is welcome to this basic Microsoft Excel training. The goal of this training is basically to add value to everyone that has a need for this skill, and it is obvious that everybody has a need for this skill, and I'm hoping that this I'm hoping that this skill is going to be useful. The lessons, many people will be able to learn a lot from these skills, and then they will be able to make use of it. Okay, so without any much ado, everyone, you are all welcome. Though I can't see anyone right now, but I'm sure many people will come along. Right. So basically, the goal of this is just to help us to learn, especially for the young Africans, in for the young Africans that are on these that are on this that are on this platform to be able to learn. So um by way of start, I'm going to make a presentation using the PowerPoint, and then we'll do the practicals, even with the Microsoft Excel, so that we'll be able to see. And it's advisable that every one of us, we have our own laptops, and this is going to help us real good in this training. All right, so I'm going to start right now, and I will be sharing my screen. I'll be sharing, yeah, sharing my screen. Like to share. All right. Yeah. All right. So basically, this is the learning Microsoft Excel course, and I hope we'll all be able to learn one or two things. Please let's note our questions so that we'll be able to ask immediately. And this course, this Microsoft Excel is it's a very wonderful, it's a very wonderful course that all over the world it's being used, and it's going to basically be a solid advantage for any young person that is actually there growing into their career to be able to make use of it. All right, starting, yeah, we're going to be looking today because this is going to be in series week after week, and we'll be doing basically an introduction to the Microsoft Excel today, and that's going to be our lesson one, and then we'll now continue to build on it in the following lessons over the weeks, and of course, there's going to be the recording is here. It's going to be available, and we'll be able to make use of this recording if you want to go over the lessons to be able to learn one or two things. All right, so basically we have the challenge of I wanted to use this story as an illustration. When I was a very young person, a child, I remember my parents, my dad used to save money that maybe visitors that came around to give us, and they came when on leaving, they would give us the children some funds in a way of gift. Usually maybe festive periods like that, or even just normal visits. So whenever our parents get that money, whenever the visitors leave, we give our parents that. And then my dad had an account with the bank. So as early as the 80s, I know there it is a card. There's a small blue card where our names are written and our account number. So, and then my dad will put the money in it and he will take it to the bank and then bring it back. The in that card is the amount that was brought in, deposited, and then the addition, the balance of what was left or in that account is in that bank account. And this was the example. This is just like an example of how the whole banking system was early then, and you can imagine how it was then. And so we had registers were used for recording names of customers, and if you can imagine that, imagine that a big register as big, not as big. We don't have those registers like now. We have registers like this that are so big and that that are so big as a stable, and then they'll use it, open it, and then when people come in, start tracing your names. Where was your name written? Especially if you have numbers. So we had very good writers then, very succinct writing, people that write numbers and they don't make mistakes. We were not expected to make mistakes with numbers of customers. So they register their details and then you now have the register of the amounts, the deposit, and then the balance if there was a withdrawal or if there was a deposit. All is done by the pen and the biro and all is registered. And also another copy, which is in form of a card or the customer's card is also written. So usually they want to check what is in the hands of the customer with what is in the register. So that's how the banks operate. They operate by the register. And if there's any money, they collect and then they keep it. And then they have another account for that separately. So you can imagine how many people will be on the queue in our own base now. If that is still what is being done in this generation, you could just imagine how that could be. If you enter a bank today and you have to be on the queue for them to check for one person, now you check the register because everybody's name is in one big register. It couldn't be separated to different people. It's just in all in one. So you have to queue and then they say, what is your number? Then they have to start tracing your number. Your balance is so. And then they'll give you, you want to make a withdrawal, okay, you can go and then you want to make a deposit, and then they will have to write it back again with their hands. Imagine how the queue is just going to be. It's going to be very, very tedious. That was how it was in the old past times. And then we have just an example, and then what Microsoft Excel actually does. I know many of us we've heard about Microsoft Excel, we've heard about Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint, and I'm actually using the Microsoft PowerPoint in doing this presentation that I'm sharing on the screen. And Microsoft Excel is also like a tool like PowerPoint is being used to make presentation. Microsoft Excel has its own, is a tool that solves a particular problem. And those problems are the ones that we'll be looking at. So this is just like the introduction. And there are problems of solving problems. What it helps you do is to help solve some problems and helps you solve those problems quicker, and it helps you solve many problems and helps you solve many them. Of course, there's a particular type of problem. These are numerical problems, addition, subtractions, and all of that. We will see that. And so we have different sectors, and Microsoft Excel comes into play in all these sectors. You have the agri sector, you want to run an agric in the farm and you're wondering, is it really necessary to keep track? Of course, if you are of you know that for you, for any growth, there must be a track record of whatever business that you are doing, whether it be pharmacy, whether it be hospital, whether it be marketing, banking, accounting, whatever it is, you just know that there should be a track record. So in the agri sector, you also need to keep records of if it is animals, the number of animals that you brought in, the kind of feed you are giving to them, the injections, if they are getting treated, and what they are giving back, so that you'll be able to track. Of course, record keeping is a means of tracking the progress of an organization. So an organization that doesn't have, or a business, or that doesn't have records on ground is actually difficult to track the progress, or is difficult to actually track, is actually difficult to track the the impact that that organization is actually making. So it's very, very so difficult. So an organization that is going to do that, we need to keep records. So to keep records, every industry, every sector does keep records. Just name it. What industry is it that you will be that does it? And so if it comes to record keeping, then Microsoft Excel helps you to do that. And if it comes to computing, it comes to solve some problems faster, just like the example of the banking that we use, the old banking process. You can use it as a storage, you type in the names, and easily you can retrieve it. You can use it to quickly sum up the balances of a customer in split seconds. You can easily use it to print out what the bank, you can easily you can use it to see the transactions of a particular individual or a supplier in the bank, sorry. And so many of that. So whatever sector it is, you will need the knowledge, especially if you're an accountant or you are someone that uses, you are in an operator, you will need it to be able to help solve some critical problems. So maybe you want to make decisions, you need to be able to analyze the data that you have. You will need Microsoft Excel. So much more. You wonder, it's a very powerful tool that many people are using, even in the white countries in the Western world. It's perfect. I hope it will not shock some of you that most organizations that are here are actually using Microsoft Excels in the United Kingdom, in the Americas. They are looking for people that are so good with the Microsoft Excel. So it's Microsoft Excel basically, as an introduction, is a tool created by a Microsoft team of engineers for solving many calculating problems. It helps you to arrive at solutions on time. Then these are mathematical tools, analytical tool. It can be used as a storage and computing tool. So you have the example there, and then it's a program that is used to do a lot of things. And once you have it, you can do a lot of things in split split seconds, and such a wonderful tool. In fact, I know many people, many good users or many good experts of Microsoft is still telling me, some are still telling me that they have not even, they think they have not even used 5% of what the Microsoft Excel is capable of doing. That's so insane. That's so insane. So we'll be looking at the Microsoft Excel as a mathematical tool, as an analytical tool, and a storage tool. So please, as we're going on, it will be good for you to have your own laptop so that we'll be able to do it on hands-on practical lessons. So you'll be able to put your hands on it, and then basically you do what we are doing. So right now, as a mathematical tool, we can look, after I'm done with these slides, then I'll go and then we'll go over um, these examples as mathematical tool. Calculations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, complex calculations, sum, if average, percentages. You can use the Microsoft Excel to do it, like on the image on this other side left of my left hand side on the screen here. You can see that numbers are here, 2, 3, 5, and 6. You can easily sum up it without anything. If you have to take out your calculator and start pressing on your phone, you have to 2 plus 3 plus 5 plus 6. By the time you start doing that and you hit your equals to person, this Microsoft Excel can do. Now, imagine now you have almost like 10,000 values or cells to add Now, with the how long is it going to take you to use your calculator to start take, typing in 10,000 values, figures, different figures? But meanwhile, in a split seconds, once you have it on the Excel, you just take the button, you just sum everything up. That's so very powerful and so insane. So it's one of the uses mathematical tool. If it is subtraction, you can use it. Multiplication, we're going to see examples and complex stuff average does it. You don't need to start adding, okay, how many items are here? 12 items. Okay, add the different 12 items. 1,250 plus 6,112 divided by 12 to find out how long is it going to take. Before that, just a click of a button and then Microsoft Excel has already brought it out for you. So that's how powerful as a mathematical tool. There are a lot of other mathematical things that you can do actually with the Microsoft Excel. We hope that we'll be able to share, especially if you are in the accounting or if you are in the numbers industry, you are looking to how okay you need or you are just in that field where you do a lot of calculations. Well, Microsoft Excel is so good and so solid. Now, Microsoft Excel as an analytical tool, yeah, you can use it to analyze and so like what we can say, maybe you analyze data, you can easily see correlation. You ask Microsoft, you can easily draw a correlation between figures, between columns. You can find the percentages. It can help you to analyze a particular set of data. That's how powerful it is. What you cannot easily do, or what's going to take you time to do manually, it's going to do it once you just it in the figures. It will help you to see if there's a correlation between some certain figures. It will help you to see the percentages. And then in the presentation, also you can in the graphs, the Microsoft Excel has graphs, graphical representation, I see pie chart, bar chart in many forms that make presentation more clearer for people that are looking. So easily you can make presentations even from what you have on the Microsoft Excel, and then you make presentation, people will easily see just like the example that is on the screen here. So Microsoft Excel, powerful, powerful tool, powerful tool. You can actually automate it a lot, a lot. Yeah. And then you also have it as a storage tool. Yeah, so the example of files, holding files, you have files there recording the name of staff or a staff. This is the staff file one, staff file two. If assuming you are working in an organization that has over 300 staff files, yeah, you're going to keep about 300 files. When you can keep the details on the system, you just type in the details, whatever, their mail, their sex, their age, their amount of salary. And instead of you saying, okay, when you're asked, okay, can I have an information about this so employee? And then you start looking, running to the file box where the file is of this, and then start sorting. Meanwhile, just a touch on the screen, a click, typing the name of the employee will just pull out everything for you about the employee, and you will be able to easily see. So by the time the person that is running to go to get the file from the from the board or from the cupboard is back, you're already done with it and all of that. And easily you can sort this thing. There are many things. So it can be used as a storage. It can be used as a storage tool. Powerful. You can store it, your documents after you have inputted all your data. You can store it as as a workbook. You can store it as a PDF. You can see it down there. You can store it you can store it in many forms, even in as PowerPoint and all of that that you can make it. But the good thing is that once you type in, you can save it and you can have that file single. Now you don't need to carry it around. It can easily be saved wherever in the cloud, in your email, wherever it is on the system. So you don't need something as bulky as the files. So imagine you carrying the files of 1,000 people compared to the 1,000 people files that you have on online on the Microsoft Excel. What a powerful tool. So there are many organizations that have more than 10,000 employees. How are they going to do that with just manual files? It's going to be difficult. Microsoft Excel helps you even as an organization, whatever level, small, medium scale. I've seen large scale, big multinational organizations um, still making use of still making use of these still making use of. Okay, so let's see that there are some people. Yeah, yeah. All right. Okay, so there are so many people, many organizations that are using many organizations that are using this skill. So you guys, you're welcome. So we've actually been on this is the fifth slide. I can quickly go back again to quickly do a roundup. We've been talking about the advantages of the Microsoft Excel, and this is actually being recorded. So at the end, we're going to send it out to all the participants, and it's going to be a lessons for the content for about 6 weeks. So this is the first lesson that we're doing about the introduction, and then um, I've actually started by looking at the an example of the whole banking process, how difficult it is, how it's very difficult for people to keep track, and what Microsoft Excel does. I've said that for very top organizations, even in organizations, I hope it will not surprise you. Multinational organizations. I've worked with multinational organizations here that we dealt with in 7 different currencies. We handled bank reconciliations, and the major tool that we used was Microsoft Excel. We were using the accounting software of the organization. We were using it, of course, for to know what was happening, but what the team that did the reconciliation, that the organization is a multinational organization, more than 140 million pounds worth of organization, the IT company. What we used to help solve the ATS over ATS backlog of was Microsoft Excel. Just to tell you how powerful these stories. And we've said that it's a mathematical, you can use it as a mathematical tool, as an analytical tool, as storage. And so, and I explained that as a mathematical tool, we do calculations with it, subtractions, multiplications, and then giving examples that how easy it's going to be for you guys, for anyone to say, okay, they are going to be adding numbers of or start typing names of people in this age as it was done in the olden days, the banking types that if people come into the bank and then they queue, you write their names under the withdrawal column in those big registers, you now write the amounts they want to withdraw. And then maybe on with deposits, you write the amount and then you write the balance. That was what basically it was. Now imagine this time, how many people without this Excel, without the computers, how many people will be on the queue to be able to access that kind of service. So Microsoft Excel does it that easily. You can easily add, subtract, multiply. You can arrive at thousands. In fact, if I'm to ask you to add about 1,000 numbers, different numbers together now, you start taking your calculator and say 2 plus 3 plus 5 plus. Now, Microsoft Excel, once you enter it into it, you at a click of a button, you are going to get the figure. If you ask it to multiply by anything, at a click, you are going to get it. So powerful tool, so powerful a tool that Microsoft Excel is. And also you can use it as an analytical tool. You can analyze it, the data that you've already imputed. You can use it for correlation, for whatever it is. You just see it can help you bring out something you have not even had an idea. My wife did her research here in one of the universities when she was submitting her project. And by the time I asked this thing to analyze the data she got, and you just say something that we never even thought of from the kind of results that the computer, the Excel just brought out. It's just so amazing. So the Microsoft Excel, we're going to go to the practical side. This is on my own PowerPoint that I'm just making this presentation, and I actually advise that we all have our own laptops so that we'll be able to you'll be able to do it hands-on, and it will not just that you're just following me. Just it's better for you to do it, especially if you have the opportunity to do it as I'm doing. So we're going to go back to the Microsoft practicals itself. So I'm just doing this as a form of a quick overview, and also as a storage tool. How many files are you going to need if you have like the last organization I worked there, it's over 1,000 employees. If you are going to have 1,000 employees and you have files, are you going to have a manual file of 1,000 files? Person, file A, file B, file C. Now, but Microsoft Excel, once you enter all of these into the system, the details of the staff file, the name, the age, the sex, the gender, the details of the dates of employment, offer letter, salary, and all of that. All of that, it can be done in a single Excel file. And then you load about 1,000. Now, and you can just, that 1,000 details data is just on a sheet of an Excel, and you can do a lot of that things with that. You can easily sort that data according to alphabet. You can sort it according to place of birth. You can sort it according to the country, nationals. You can sort it according to many things. And easily they will rather than the manual one that you ask people to go and okay, go and bring all those files. Oh, yeah, let's go. Go and bring all those files. You know, when they bring that, oh yeah, so begin to sort the files. This one is a German, this one is a UK citizen, this one is a Nigerian. Oh yeah, bros, oh yeah, secretary starts sorting them. Now, if the secretary starts over, meanwhile, you can do it with a click on the Microsoft Excel. You can sort by country, you can sort by anything. You can imagine how long it is. It's a powerful tool, and then you save it and you can carry it. You can save it in the cloud, you can save it anywhere, anywhere. So and you can make use of it anywhere. If you save it in the cloud, you go to the UK there, and then straight there when you just go to you can access it over there, and then uh, what a tool, what a tool that is. All right, so so I think that's the summary of this thing. The Microsoft Excel is a basic tool, like I shared earlier, and you just have to because I've come to understand now that there's no way you can, especially if you are a young person and you are growing in your career. It's always good, especially for those that are in the numbers industry like mathematicians, accountants, anybody that has to do with numbers. In fact, I just helped someone that is an HR person. I help her in doing a data migration validation of a data of over 20,000 lines. You can imagine. So it's and it right now organizations even in the Western world are now employing, yeah, they are employing you based on some certain skills. And one of the key skills is the Microsoft Excel. Microsoft Excel, I don't think is going to go anywhere. Even with AI, it's not going to go anywhere. Because for you to be able to use the Microsoft Excel, if you are okay, depending on the AI, you need to have known the basics of the Microsoft Excel. And that's why we are doing this. So I hope we'll be able to go a long way. All right now. So let's start and let's just do some quick um some quick practicals. Please, if there is any question, please just help me raise up your hand and let me know, okay, that you have a question and then you would like to ask so that I'll come back to that. All right. So let me go to the next. I hope you guys can hear me clearly. Is everybody, people online here or they are just online?
We are yes, sir. We are yes.
Good. Thank you for confirming that. All right. All right. So let me go back to, please, can you see the Excel screen, right? Okay. Somebody is asking.
Yes, sir.
All right. Great. Yeah. Thank you. All right. Okay, so now let's just run through the features. I know that some of us we are beyond this level of Microsoft Excel. So we all know the Microsoft Excel is usually on the desktop of most laptops that come in. So it's a program, it's a software, it's a tool. So like we've said earlier, and then it's just a double click on it and it will open, or you right click on it and it will open. Okay, let me show you the example. What I just did obviously is that, so like this, if it is on the desktop, you just do a right click or you do a double click on it and then the Microsoft program will open and then or you click on the open on the it. So you have this program that will come up. And so I know that yeah, in where I am, yeah, I'm using more like the latest one. I'm using more like the latest one, latest version. So, but I'm sure they are not that different from any other one. So we have the sheet, which is called the worksheet, and you can have multiple worksheets. You can, like I'm opening it right now, you can have multiple worksheets. And it has something that is called the cells. We have cells, the small boxes that are here, and they are meant for values to be entered into them. So like this box, this cell that is here is called cell A2. You look at this is called a column and this is called a row. This is a column, this is a row. So if you want to say identify this cell that is here, so you just look at the column that is from there and then you look at the row and then you call it cell B3. This is very important, cell B3. Why did I say it is important? If you don't have an idea, like it was one of the like the job that I said I was working on the last one, we had many people, and so in that kind of organization, we do what we call Microsoft Teams work every day. You have to open up your system. You want to quickly share with your boss. Boss, help me look at this information in cell. If you can't see the figure, you have to use quickly say it's in cell H H, yeah, H20 or H13. Please help me look at it. Okay, why did you have cell H13? If you don't have an idea of what it is, well, I don't know what you're doing with Excel. So that's what is called a cell. Cell, you must know how to they call it. So it's cell D6, this is cell B3, and that. So and this we call it a worksheet, worksheet, worksheet. And of course, the worksheet, you can rename it. Yeah, like I said, there are many things you can rename the sheet. There are many things you can do. But of course, how is it going to solve the problems that we have? That's the most basic things. And one of the things that I'm saying, I have about just 8 more minutes. Basically is that this tool is so beautiful. So let's do the addition. And so we have here.
Sorry, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
We can't actually see your screen. What we are seeing is just the first lesson summary, the list of what we are to do.
Oh, I thought, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I thought you could see it. Since it called my attention. All right. I'm sure you can see it now, right? Please, can you see it?
Yes, I is clear.
Sorry, please. Sorry. All right. So this was what I was saying, the worksheets. This here worksheets, yeah. All right, so this is what I was saying. They are called cells. Cell B3, cell D3, cell F10, and all of that. And so you have many tools that you can make use of. The home screen, the home page of the Microsoft Excel, there are a lot of things that you can actually make use of it. You can bolden anything that you type there. So let me say, this is my name. I just quickly typed my name there. So here you can change the font. All of these ones, me, I don't want to. we don't really need this one. You can bolden it, you can italize it, you can underline it, and all of that. You can change the font color, you can change the cell color, you can change the font color to red, and then you can change the cell color. You can do a lot of things with all of this. You can centralize it, you can put it to the side, and there are many things. When there are too many words in a cell, you can wrap it, and a lot of things that you can do. And then, so that's that. But let me quickly do the addition and then the subtraction and all of that. So assuming we have data A, data B, data data C, data E, and then they said these people, their salary is 1,000, 500, 1,000. All right. So assuming you are asked to, so like the example we were looking at. So like I said right now, if you want to highlight the whole of this worksheet right now, you can just click on this button here and the everything is highlighted. So once you highlight everything, you know, you can, if you want to change everything to the same thing, you can do all of that here, and then we you can change the font and everything. All will be whatever is under that highlight is going to change to that. You can italize everything and all of that. So like I said, you can click on this page at this corner here, and it's going to highlight the whole everything in this worksheet. And so you must be careful what you're doing. So, but if you just want to highlight a particular column, you can do something like this. You go to the top of it and then you click on it, and then if you want to change whatever it's inside, you see that this is the only one that is changing. The one in column A is not changing, and also the one in column F is not changing. And if I want to change the font here, you can easily change the font there. I know you guys already know all of this, so um basically, but I'm sure it's the tools that we're looking at. All right, so there are many things that you can do with this tool, with this one. So assuming you want to find this one, they're saying this is the name of the person and these their salaries. So we have so if to ask you, okay, what's the total of their salaries? You take a calculator and start adding, and no. So for here, you could say this is equal to this plus this plus this plus this plus this. It will give you 10,500. Now that's how some people do it. They will say equals to 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. Well, fine. But there is also another shortcut, and that's this. Can we see this sign is what is called a sum? Automatically it adds up. Your total will appear after the selected cell. So if you have about 1,000 lines or rows of salary, you're going to start saying it's equal to a B3 plus B4 plus B5 is going to be a little bit difficult. So you just click on this and it will highlight. It's asking you, is it this cells you want to sum it? If you say yes, then you can just go ahead and it's going to give you that. So I have an example here. So like a mega data that, okay, there are different types of transactions that are here. So now, uh, assuming now that I'm asking you to sum it up, now how long is it going to tell you? This is about 15,000 rows, I guess. So this is about 15,000 yeah, transactions. So if I ask you to add it, how are you going to do it? So right now, instead of me saying is equal to that plus that F1 plus F2, I'll just come here. I want to know the total amount of transactions that is here, and it will highlight if it's asking from F to sum, open bracket, F2 to F 15,000 hour. That's about 15,000 rows that you are adding in a split seconds. Once you enter it, it's going to give you that figure, that amount, and then you have I mean then you have I'm trying to just bring in the currency. or the accounting. So you have about 378 million pounds here, and that's just done on a split seconds. One of the good advantages of Microsoft Excel. So also subtraction. If you want to know how many people, uh, what's the salary of A, B, and D without C. So you can easily say this is equals to this minus the C person's salary, and then you have 8,800. Instead of you to start running about, all you just need is 10,500 minus 2,500, and then you have that easily. That's the subtraction. So in this here, you can see there's what we call the what we call what we call the page. This is what is called like the summary of what is happening in this cells. So easily, if you want to know if a cell has a formula, you just look at the formula bar here, and it will tell you what is in that particular. This one here is just only word, so it's only word that is here. You can see it in the formula bar here. And also here, also you could easily see wherever your cell is, it will tell you what the cell number is. So that's that about uh, multiplication and addition. We're going to go into real work, and that's the example like that I have with you. We maybe next week by God's grace we'll be looking at. So going to the analytical side, with this you can easily analyze this data, and so if I ask it to help me create a kind of a bar chart or whatever it is, whatever chart it is, you will see that it's going to do it. If I ask it to do a 3 column, we can see easily it has done it. That's what the good thing about Microsoft Excel. So you can do all of that. So A, salary, B. Easily you will see that D has the highest salaries. So at times it's difficult for people to see the magnitude of something just looking at the numbers, but it's easier when they see it with pictures, and it will say, so Mr. D is the one collecting the highest salary, all of that. So basically that's about the analytical. You could do a lot of things even with that, with the Microsoft Excel. Loads of many things you can do with it. And then storage, yes, like I said, you can easily store it. That's like you want to save as. You click on the file, then it will bring about a button for saving, and then you click here. I want to save it as Excel 9793, and then you put it the name, and then you look at where you want to save it, whether to save it on your desktop or in the document. You want to save it as first Excel, Microsoft Excel lesson. So saved in my document, and then I have that. So that record is there for life, and then I can easily access it in the next class when I want to use it again. So I don't need a manual file to be able to do that. So basically, I'm going to stop here, and I hope we've been able to capture, because of our time, we've been able to do one or two things today to be able to give us a kind of brief introduction to Microsoft Excel. I'm telling you, like you guys, maybe some of you that are here know big organizations, multinational organizations here are using Microsoft Excel. It's actually one of the things that you can use to in your interviews. You say, I'm very good at this. I'm very good at Microsoft. I'm an advanced Microsoft Excel user. Once they hear that, because not everybody has the skill, but this skill is critical if you're in the numbers industry, because they know. So there are loads of things you can learn. You can learn with that. So, guys, so that's the end of my presentation. Please, do you have any question, anybody? So it's nice having you all here. Yeah. Does anyone have any question?
Sir, I don't know, maybe you still have this video of this tutorial we just did now.
Yes, yes, yes. I'm going to save it. I'm going to forward it to you guys. Yeah.
All right, sir.
All right, please let's invite many people, and probably as I forward it, I'm going to give you guys a assignment. You do it practical, please, so that it will be more thicker than this one because I know you guys are advanced, but you guys so that we will raise our levels. It's one of the things that I hope I'll be able to do to raise people that are much more better, that are so good at these things that because once you are good with it, man, just forget it. There are a lot of people that are looking for. It's a skill that you can't learn, you can't exhaust it. You can't. You cannot exhaust Microsoft Excel, you can't. Loads of things that you can learn from it. All right, guys, if there is no question again, I think it's good for us to call it a day here, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
All right, guys. God bless you guys. Thank you so much. See you next week, and also tell other people, right?
All
It's
right, sir. Thank you
it's
No
very
problem,
much.
sir.
it's only your data that you are going to be using, and then you join with your laptop, but it's free. So I'm not
Yes,
going
sir.
to.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Have a good night rest, everyone.
And
Thank
you
you,
too,
sir.
sir.
You too, sir.
Thank you. Bye.